What is going on YouTube? In today's episode of Rad Dad Life, we're going to be doing a short-term review and a bike check on my 2020 Lowrider S with the Stage 3. Stay tuned.
So dark and cold-hearted, I'm breathless to say the least. So far from a superstar, and my daydreams are killing me. Feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm never feeling.
What's going on, everybody? Just doing a short-term review. I've had this bike for about 2 months now, I think, roughly, give or take a little bit. I've gone all the way to San Diego, which is roughly around 100-ish miles, 150 miles from where I'm at. There and back. I've gone to San Clemente, did a little trip all day through there. So I've done pretty good long all-day ridings on this thing. Did some mountain roads up in Mount Baldy. Overall, this bike has been absolutely phenomenal. Everything I could have ever asked for in a bike and more. There are things I want to upgrade that we'll talk about here in the future or in a little bit. But overall, the bike as is, phenomenal. Amazing bike. This is Harley's Performance Cruiser. I have 9.5 inch pullback traction supply risers. It is the OEM stock bar, like a 4 inch, I think, rise on it. I do have the Stage 3. The Stage 3 is in California. It's not the Stage 3 in every other YouTube video that you'll probably see. They're lucky. Every other video is Stage 1, air cleaner and exhaust. Stage 2, cams plus the previous Stage 1. Stage 3 is everything from Stage 2 plus a big bore kit, cylinders. And Stage 4, I don't even know. It's too much. But I got the Stage 3. I bought this bike because he had all the paperwork, Stage 3 and everything. I was like, hell yeah, and everything. I looked up 122. I was stoked, man. 122 for the price, for the miles, for the way he took care of it. I was all in. Called the Harley Davidson dealership where he got it from, read the VIN number and everything, and yeah, it is a Stage 3, California Stage 3. California Stage 3 is big bore cylinders, 114 to 117, sprocket replacement, and cam spacers. That is the level of the Stage 3. So no actual cams, which is unfortunate because I would have loved some torque cams in this thing. I had driven the 117, the 2024 117. It felt just as peppy as this one. This one does feel a little faster. It could be in my head. I'm not too sure if it is a little bit bigger with the Stage 3, even though it is technically the 117. But it does feel a little bit faster. Could just be me. Could just be because it's my bike. It does have the Screaming Eagle Stage 3, like I said, the Screaming Eagle exhaust, the SNS exhaust. It sounds good, but nothing compared to my TBR exhaust. I do believe that this is a best bang for your buck for performance. It is longer, creates better back pressure, so 2-to-1 plus the length is better for performance than my shorty TBR exhaust, but damn, that thing sounds amazing. Other than that, I have just all these matching things on there, like the brake pedal, the passenger assist. I don't even know, the guy bought these guys. Overall, they look great though. From what I did, I bought the Harley Davidson Sundowner seat. The original seat that he got, the 2-up seat, it was nice. It was a good 2-up seat. It looked like a replica of the Settlement, but it didn't have it as an intense 90-degree angle back here, nor did it have any grip. So when I would get on it, my butt would slide up. I did not like that. It did not feel good. Did not feel secure. The Sundowner seat I got for touring for when I go to San Diego or 2 long rides with my lady. It's super comfortable for both of us. It really, really hugs you back here. It has a really good scoop, so I don't go anywhere. It holds me in place really, really well. 2 things. It doesn't look nearly as cool as the Saddleman seat or any other seat. And 2, I like to keep this one on a seat for the lifetime of the bike, even longer, so I don't want it on the bike all the time. This is a taller seat. It does lift me up, I would say, like an inch. So as you can see from here, I can still flat foot on both sides. Pretty comfortable. No problem at all. I still have the stock suspension on the 2020. It's the lower. I can't tell you how tall it is. I just own the 2022 and up. They go up about 1 inch or 2 inches. I'd like to go up definitely another inch or 2. I'd honestly go up another 2 inches. Yeah, that'd probably bring me up on my tippy toes like that. But I'm okay with being right here. That's fine. And like I said, when I switch this seat out to the step-up seat, it will lower me just a little bit more. Other than that, As far as a short-term review, I do have the Viking bags. This is the biggest one they carry for the Softail platform, partial at least, lockable. They're absolutely phenomenal. Little carry-on bags that essentially are the same dimension as the hard case bags. So it was amazing. Like when I went to the San Diego trip, we spent the night out there. I loaded up these bags. I have them upstairs, but they're essentially the same shape as this. Load them up with all their clothes, essentials, put them in. It was done. When we got to where we had to get, pulled the bags out, locked the saddlebags. It was amazing. I think compared to my brother-in-law who has a bagger, and my other brother, my nephew that has the soft bags, I was the first one out. Pulled both my stuff. I was ready to go for the day. Like, it was amazing. I love that. Along with that, I have a Thrasher Supply riser bag. This thing is just for the bang for your buck. Obviously, they make cheaper ones, but Thrasher, you gotta support locally for sure, and one more American-made. So definitely invest in a better company like Thrasher Supply or any other American-made bag. These little things are amazing. They're out of the way, but they do hold essentials really, really well and easy. I put my whatever I'm going, if I'm not wearing a full gear, whatever, I can put my garage opener, my phone, my wallet, and keys in there. I do have the lockable bags, but it's just nice to put my phone and my garage opener or whatever I need if I'm going like a quick trip. So this is awesome. Quad lock is an essential for me. I love this guy. The Edward, I forget his name, he's on Etsy. Great sissy bar. It came with the bike. If not, I would honestly went with the Viking bags because I like the foldable stock. I like that it folds back up and it has a really clean look to it. Really versatile. With that being said, I think that is it. Memphis Shade Shield, of course. Phenomenal. That thing helps so much with wind buffeting and blocking the wind off my face and fatiguing my neck and head. Like it helps so much, and I believe that is the 5-inch, if I'm not mistaken. So for me being shorter, it definitely blocks enough wind. Not a problem at all. Let's walk closer to the bike. So as you can see right here, Scrape City. I'm assuming because these have to go underneath the exhaust that these hang lower, reducing my lean angle, causing me to scrape significantly more on the right than on the left, which is why I also want to go up on the rear so I can help improve this lean angle so I don't have to really be more cautious on one side over the other. But overall, these guys are pretty comfortable. I like to have my foot off to the side like this and then obviously pop my foot on if I need to. So these ones are pretty comfortable. They're wider than my MX pegs, though these don't have as much grip. I typically haven't been losing grip or anything. This 2-to-1 exhaust has the shields all the way around, so it's actually really nice because I had the TBR exhaust without the shields and they definitely turned purplish and they lost a lot of their color. These guys, even though they're shields and they are holding in that heat, they're still holding their color really well. So that matte black looks super good. Screaming Eagle color on my air intake. There. Viking bags. Little lever up here, you just pull up. Nice and comfortable. They come with a little zipper right here so you can hold your registration. Anything super comfortable. There's the relocation back here. Rather than doing the delete where everything goes into the rear light, a little bit more visibility is better for me. That's what I like. Overall, typically where I've been riding, there's been a lot of security and cameras, so I have this guy. If not, I have the actual lock. It is Loctited, so at least it doesn't get loose, though somebody can break into that easily. And I think that's pretty much it. I definitely want to get shorty levers on this. This is the Vans grips, by the way, like the $20, $30 ones that you can buy pretty cheap. I like them. They're comfortable. They last a long time, and they're super grippy, fun. They're fine for me. Definitely want to get I want to get custom dynamics, but I think I'm actually going to go with Harley. They came out with their LEDs so that at least all the LEDs up front match the exact, heat signature or 4K, whatever that LED, at least all the LEDs will be the same kind of brightness. Definitely want to do some shorty levers, adjustable shorty levers to be exact, just because this thing does have some power. So I would like for the clutch to be a little bit closer, right about here. Would be really nice so that I can have my 2 fingers locked in. Right now I'm doing a full finger clutch. It is a stronger clutch than my Sporty, so we'll see how that goes. Overall, these bronze rims, really like them. Hard to keep them clean, but even when they're dirty, they still look pretty damn good. Just a beautiful bike. So I have put in about 2,000 miles on the bike since I've got it. I ride it every single day. I go to work. I work pretty often. I have taken a couple of trips with the bike. Overall, I can tell you the pros: power and torque are phenomenal. Performance, dual disc in brakes in the front, inverted forks, super plush, super powerful, great handling bike. Rear brake is squishy, leaves a lot to be desired, especially how good the front brakes are. Not the best, obviously. Like I know Brembo, like the ones that come on the Indian bikes. I'll put the picture up right there. Those come with inverted forks, dual disc brakes, and they're Brembo, and that's usually like a direct competitor with this bike. Yeah, I can't think of the name. Anyways, that one is a better bang for your buck if you're buying it wholesale. If you're buying in the used market, I don't see any of those going for less than $20,000 in the used market. These definitely are. A couple other pros, like I said, the power. Another pro, pretty big pro, is customability. This has a lot of customizable options. Nowhere near as much as the Sporties or the Iron 883s or the Sportsters. Obviously, no as cheap as well, but those Sportsters have been around since the 70s. This has only been around, at least in this configuration, since 2020. But there is, for only being 4 years old, there is a lot of aftermarket parts. Unfortunately, they are a little bit on the pricier side, but it is good. If you want to change the look or add certain things, you can usually find whatever you're wanting to add to your bike for this bike. If you want to do bigger saddlebags or lifts or whatever you want, you can typically find it for this bike. It is probably their best-selling bike, I would assume, at least that they actively sell now, because the Sportsters are no longer being sold. I do believe the Lowrider S is the best-selling bike they own. It's just so customizable. It can be made for cruising. It can be made more sporty. It can be made into a bagger like this, but even bigger bags, even more comfortable, plush suspension. This thing is super versatile, super playful and fun. When I lift the rear end, it'll definitely be a lot more playful and fun. But as of right now, with my 30-inch inseam and 21-inch reach, I'm judging the reach based on, I made a little pocket right here, and then I went in 21 inches, the longest part of my fingers. Now that I rotated the bars even more so, my hands sit lower than my shoulders, so if I do want to get a little spirit, I can lean into the bars. And because they sit lower than my shoulder, I can really drive into the bars. Not nearly as much if they were like 6.5-inch risers. Really drive into them like that. But this is better. I'm not going to sell these risers. I mean, I theoretically could buy a new one, sell these risers, but for a little bit extra maneuver, more performance, I guess, to me it's not worth it. At least not right now. That's a big price to pay. These are like $500 risers. I don't have that kind of money, and I'm not doing those kind of rides often enough to justify buying new risers. As of right now, this is how the bike looks when I'm sitting on it. Super comfortable. As you can see, my upright position, my knee is bent, not 90 degrees. I have a little bit more. I'm scooted back all the way. I ride usually like this. So if I'm riding, I need to press on the brakes, I can pop on it real quick, but overall, my leg is super comfortable. This thing sends the wind directly over my helmet, and this seat does sit me up a little higher. I cannot recommend this bike enough. It is phenomenal. I still would suggest, if you're a newer rider, to go with the Sportster, the Iron 883, the 1200, because that's like almost a rite of passage. Plus, you don't know what kind of riding you're going to want to do, and they're a cheap investment to get in. They have good resale value. You can really make those your own, and you can really tune those up for pretty cheap in comparison to any other bike, at least that Harley makes. So, unless you know exactly what you want and what you're going to get into, if you're going to be like, I want to start touring right away, then yeah, get the bike that you're going to want, or at least a closer variation to that. Like the Softails, to me, are the most versatile platform. They can do anything well. There's bikes that do something better. Obviously, like the baggers are better for touring, but this can tour. And the Softail platform is super comfortable and plush, especially if you do an aftermarket shock. But for those who are wanting to do, not sure what kind of riding they're going to want to do, I would still recommend a Sportster. If they don't want a Sportster and they want a bigger bike to start off with because they've been riding motorcycles their whole life, don't sleep on it. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's the best bike I ever owned, and I'm gonna hold on to this bike forever. This is my bike. I've said that before on all the other bikes, but I can't imagine why I would ever sell this bike. I can't even think of a reason why I would. A newer one, but this thing is, I'd rather just rebuild the engine and transmission on this bike. It's badass. So if you guys have any questions about my short-term bike check or anything about the bike, leave them in the comments. I do read them all. I do reply to them all. As always, have a rad day, guys.